The Pittsburgh Steelers have once again become the center of attention across the NFL landscape, and this time the spotlight is shining brightly on one of the league's most outspoken and emotionally driven defensive backs, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Known for his fiery personality, elite instincts, and fearless approach to the game, Gardner-Johnson's recent comments surrounding his decision to sign with the Steelers have sent shockwaves through fans, analysts, and rival teams alike. What he revealed wasn't just about football, it was about respect, culture, and unfinished business. His words instantly ignited debate and excitement because they offered a rare, unfiltered look into why Pittsburgh remains one of the most magnetic franchises in professional sports. Welcome to Steelers Daily News, your trusted destination for the latest, most accurate, and most in-depth Pittsburgh Steelers coverage across the NFL. This channel is dedicated to bringing fans real stories, breaking news, and behind-the-scenes insight into everything happening in Steelers Nation. From player reactions and locker room dynamics to major roster moves and league-wide implications, Steelers Daily News delivers updates with passion, precision, and a deep understanding of what it means to wear the black and gold. C.J. Gardner-Johnson didn't hold back when discussing why Pittsburgh stood out among all his options. He made it clear that this wasn't just another contract or a convenient landing spot. It was a deliberate decision rooted in legacy and identity. He spoke openly about how the Steelers' defensive history influenced him long before free agency ever became a factor. From the hard-hitting secondaries of the past to the relentless, no-nonsense mentality that defines Pittsburgh football, Gardner-Johnson emphasized that the Steelers represent a standard that few teams can match. According to him, this organization doesn't just play defense, it embodies it. What made his comments even more powerful was the emotional tone behind them. Gardner-Johnson described the Steelers as a franchise that still values toughness, accountability, and pride, traits he believes have been lost in many parts of today's NFL. He talked about how, during conversations with people close to the organization, he felt something different, something real. It wasn't about flashy promises or headlines. It was about being part of a unit that expects excellence every single Sunday. His words resonated deeply with fans who believe Pittsburgh football is built on grit rather than glamour. Gardner-Johnson also touched on the importance of being trusted as a player and as a leader. He explained that signing with the Steelers felt like being welcomed into a brotherhood rather than being added to a roster. He spoke about how the coaching staff communicated their belief in his abilities, not just as a defensive playmaker, but as someone who could elevate the entire secondary. That sense of trust, he said, played a massive role in his decision. For a player who thrives on energy and emotion, feeling genuinely wanted made all the difference. The conversation then shifted toward what this move means for the Steelers' defense moving forward. Gardner-Johnson acknowledged the expectations that come with wearing the black and gold, stating that pressure is not something he runs from, it's something he feeds off. He described Pittsburgh as a place where defensive players are remembered forever if they do their job the right way. Legends are built here, and he made it clear that he's not coming to Pittsburgh to simply participate. He's coming to leave a mark. His comments also reflected a deep respect for Steelers fans. Gardner-Johnson openly praised the passion and loyalty of Steelers Nation, calling it one of the most intense fan bases in all of sports. He spoke about how playing in front of fans who live and breathe football pushes players to another level. According to him, Pittsburgh fans don't just watch the game, they feel it. That atmosphere, he said, is something every competitor dreams of experiencing at the highest level. Perhaps the most surprising part of Gardner-Johnson's remarks was how personal his decision felt. He revealed that his journey through the league has shaped him into someone who values authenticity over hype. He talked about lessons learned from past stops and how those experiences led him to appreciate stability and tradition more than ever. The Steelers, in his words, represent consistency in a league that often feels chaotic. That consistency gave him confidence that this move was the right one, both professionally and personally. Gardner-Johnson also addressed the criticism and skepticism that sometimes follows him due to his outspoken nature. He didn't shy away from that reputation. Instead, he embraced it. He stated that Pittsburgh is the perfect city for someone who plays with emotion and edge because the fan base understands intensity. He made it clear that his passion isn't about distractions, it's about winning. And in a city like Pittsburgh where toughness is respected, he believes that passion will be fully appreciated. As his comments continued to circulate, it became clear that this signing is about more than just adding talent to the roster. Gardner-Johnson's words reflect a shift in mindset, a belief that Pittsburgh is building something serious, something dangerous. He spoke with confidence about the defense's potential and the hunger within the locker room. There was no hesitation, no doubt, just belief. And belief is often the first step towards something special. For Steelers fans, hearing a player speak this openly and passionately about choosing Pittsburgh is a powerful reminder of what the franchise still represents across the league. In an era where loyalty is often questioned, Gardner-Johnson's comments reinforce the idea that the Steelers' identity still matters. Players notice it, they respect it, and some, like Gardner-Johnson, actively seek it out. As the season approaches, anticipation continues to build. Gardner-Johnson's presence brings not only skill and versatility, but also swagger and confidence. His words have already set the tone, signaling that he understands the responsibility that comes with wearing this uniform. The message was clear. He's ready, he's motivated, and he believes this team is capable of something bigger than what outsiders expect. C.J. Gardner-Johnson didn't just talk about signing with the Steelers. He made a statement about culture, pride, and the kind of football that still matters. And for Steelers Nation, those words hit home. Because in Pittsburgh, football isn't just a game, it's an identity. And Gardner-Johnson sounds more than ready to embrace it. Gardner-Johnson also highlighted the strategic side of joining the Steelers, emphasizing how the team's defensive schemes fit perfectly with his skill set. He noted that Pittsburgh's coaching staff encourages versatility, aggressive playmaking, and smart decision-making, all areas where he excels. According to him, the Steelers' approach allows players to showcase their strengths while still contributing to the team's overall identity. For Gardner-Johnson, this balance between freedom and discipline was a major factor in choosing Pittsburgh over other potential suitors, as it gives him the opportunity to shine while still respecting the team-first mentality that the franchise is known for. Another key point he raised was the chance to mentor younger players in the secondary. Gardner-Johnson expressed excitement about helping cultivate the next generation of Steelers defenders, sharing his knowledge, techniques, and experience gained from playing in the league. He made it clear that being part of a storied franchise comes with responsibilities beyond personal performance. It's about leaving a lasting impact. By stepping into this role, Gardner-Johnson aims to not only elevate his own game, but also ensure that the Steelers' defensive legacy continues long after he's gone. Finally, Gardner-Johnson concluded his remarks by acknowledging the long-term vision he shares with the Steelers organization. He stressed that this signing isn't about short-term gains or instant glory. It's about building something sustainable and meaningful. He wants to be part of a team that competes at the highest level year after year, and he believes Pittsburgh offers exactly that environment. His enthusiasm and commitment have already energized the locker room and given fans hope that the Steelers' defense is on the cusp of a new era of dominance. For the city, the players, and everyone who bleeds black and gold, C.J. Gardner-Johnson's words serve as a promise. The Steelers are ready to fight, and he's ready to lead the charge.